Hey everyone, a lot of comments that I always get on my videos whenever I post any Magnet Warrior combos is how do you stop Nibiru? That is without a doubt the number one thing that everyone wants to know. How do I stop Nibiru? What about Nibiru? Where's Nibiru? There are a couple ways that you can stop Nibiru in Magnet Warriors and I'm going to go over them right now. The first one is playing through Nibiru. I think this is the one that at least people will actually want to hear. In the TCG, it's a lot harder as well because that format doesn't have Block Dragon, but in the OCG or Master Duel, you can actually play through Nibiru as long as you get access to Block Dragon. In Magnet Warriors, you will always be able to make a Galleon Granite before your 5th summon, and that means you'll always be able to play through Nibiru. As soon as Block Dragon hits the field, you'll be able to get nibbed, but that's okay because if it gets sent to the grave, you just add a bunch of extenders to your hand. Another thing too is that Magnet Warriors don't actually need their normal summon. I talked about it before, but it's incredibly funny how Oviraptor is the best normal summon in Magnet Warriors just because none of their cards use up their normal summon. If you start with Magnet Bonding or you stuck with Linear Magnum, that's not a normal summon and you can keep playing that way. Also, if you open Sigma Minus plus another Magnet Warrior, that immediately gets you Plasma Magnum, so you'll be able to play the game. You'll be able to get a search for Linear Magnum and then you special summon that card. Pretty much you never have to normal summon in this deck, which is why it's so good against Nibiru. There are a ton of Magnet Warrior combos that I use where I don't even use up my normal summon, so that's one of the reasons why we're not afraid of Nib. The second way that I think a lot of people will be more receptive to is a lot of people want a way to stop Nibiru, and you can also do that in this deck. The most common way that you see is the Fiendsmith package, and that's the one I like the least. Pretty much how it works is you play 3 copies of Engraver, then you play Alluri, then you play 2 Tract, and you also play Lacrima. Now this engine is my least favorite, and I also think it's the weakest. A lot of people will be surprised to hear that just because the Fiendsmith engine is pretty good at stopping Nibiru, and a couple of decks already use it. The reason why I don't like it is just because it takes up too much space in my extra deck and even my main deck. On screen I have the Fiendsmith cards, and you'll see that it takes up a lot of space. There are 7 main deck cards I have to play on top of the 5 in my extra deck. By comparison, the engine that I do really like is Yubel. You can see all the Yubel cards and the Fiendsmith cards, and Yubel takes up way less space in my extra deck. I only have to play 1 Yubel card, whereas if I want to stop Nibiru with the Fiendsmith package, I have to play 2 cards. So in the first combo, I have Engraver in my hand. I'm going to discard that to add Tract, activate Tract to get a search for Lurry, and then discard the Lurry. That way I'm going to special summon that card and use it for Requiem. Then I can special summon an Engraver from my deck and bring back the Engraver in my grave, and then I have a Wave King Caesar. I know a lot of people will say, oh, that's just as good, and Wave Caesar can negate 2 cards, but you don't really care about that. The only reason we're summoning Wave King Caesar is because he stops Nibiru, not because he negates twice. Now for the Yubel combo, it's way easier. I'm just going to activate Nightmare Throne, and then I'm going to pop Spirit of Yubel. That will special summon the regular Yubel, and then I banish both cards for a Phantom of Yubel. Look how much easier this is. I don't have to take up a ton more space in my extra deck, I only have to put 1 card there, which is Phantom of Yubel. They lead to the exact same things, which is why Phantom of Yubel is better. In the future, I'm going to show you guys my favorite anti-Nibiru or anti-Dark Ruler Magnet Warrior combo, and it's going to be using Phantom of Yubel, not the Fiendsmith engine. I think Yu-Gi-Oh is all about optimization, and while I'm not very happy with my current Magnet Warrior deck list, I'm trying to optimize it, and cutting the Fiendsmith cards definitely help. Another really big issue is that the Fiendsmith engine is already hit in Master Duel and the OCG, and the TCG doesn't have a hit yet, but it's pretty much because they want to reprint the cards first and then hit them in the future. Konami TCG really hates generic packages, kinda like Mitsurugi and Fiendsmith, so they're definitely gonna hit them sometime in the future, and they're probably gonna hit them in the same list as well. The Fiendsmith package is also way more breaking my main deck. I have to play 3 Engraver, then 2 Tract, then I have to play a Lurry, and then I have to play a Lacrima. For the Yubel package, all I need is 3 Throne, 2 Spirit, and 1 regular Yubel. That's 1 card less, and it's also 1 spot less in your extra deck. So that's it for this video. I'm definitely going to upload some more Magnet Warrior content in the future just because playing that deck is really fun, and so is the deck building theory. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Have a good one. Take care.